Hey everybody, this is Kenny Comments here, Triple Threat Wrestling Radio here on Thursday, July 6th, 2017. Although I'm unable to be on the air live due to, circumstances beyond my control, I wasn't going to leave the listeners empty-handed. I got my scheduled interview. Joining me at this time, Miss Londyn Ali is joining me right now. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
So let's go ahead and get started. How did you got into becoming a wrestler?
Well, I was a fan since a kid. I've always wanted to be a wrestler, but as I was in high school, I kind of wanted to push it out of my life because I wanted to be normal, I guess. I just wanted to go to college like everyone else, but something told me just to try it. And one day I contacted PWX. They got a hold of me, and it's been a roller coaster ever since.
Basically, it was that gut feeling inside you saying, "Give this a shot to see it out." Yeah.
Basically,
So every now and then the gut does get it right. It's just a matter of we all have that moment in time when we try something and maybe it doesn't work out the first time, but in your case you kept going and going, and here you are being the wrestler that you are, and you definitely made a name for yourself. I've heard of you through Girl Fight Wrestling. They do shows out here in Kentucky. I go to a couple of their shows, and I've interviewed a majority of wrestlers that's competed there, including those that's on the card for tomorrow, coming to your neck of the woods.
yes, sir.
So let's talk about Girl Fight Wrestling. How does it feel to have this come to your company, to your brand, and to your city? Like, how does it feel to have Girl Fight Wrestling come into your neck of the woods?
It feels amazing, and it's something that I wasn't looking for, and it kind of just came to me. It was one of those handed opportunities, and don't mess it up. Um, and I'm kind of happy because I don't have to travel this time. It's in my hometown. It's 15 minutes away from my house, and the women on the card, they're amazing. I've seen most of them, met a couple of them, and I'm really excited to get some knowledge, perform a great match, and overall just have a good time.
I have the poster in front of me. It is on the 7th. It's going to be at, let me get this city right, McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
McKee Sport.
Yeah,
Yep, McKee
McKeesport.
Sport.
Thank goodness I got it right the first time. And lovely ladies on the card. Amazing Maria. Shout out to her. Sarah Seven, Maddie Max, Sue Young, the current champion. I've seen her up close. She's very good. Woman of Honors, Manny Leon. Yourself is also on the card. Maria Manic. Mickey Knuckles, former Impact Wrestling Knockout. It's just a great card, great talent. Girl Fight Wrestling always do it big. So if you are in the area and you want to get your weekend started right, technically second weekend of July, go check out Girl Fight Wrestling in Pennsylvania this coming Friday, and support women's wrestling, support indie wrestling. This is a big night for PWX and fans, and PWX fans in general. So this is big. Do you remember your first wrestling match that you ever had? If so, who was your opponent? What company did you work for at the time?
That first match was actually 2 months ago. It was April 29th at PWX Rise of the Stronghold in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. And my first match was actually against a male. It was against Cristiano. He's a luchador. And the match, it was just, the feeling was, I can't even describe it. Because I felt like I wanted to throw up, but I felt like $1,000,000 at the same exact time. So I was nervous, I was excited. All the people in the locker room, they loved me, they adored me. They were like giving me so much support. My trainers were there. My trainers were like, we're proud of you whether you fail or, succeed. But during the match, it just felt natural. It just felt good to be in front of people, and when wrestlers talk about there's no feeling like being in front of the people, I finally understood at that moment what they were talking about, because that feeling is something that you can't even describe. It's just amazing.
Definitely a big deal for sure. You're like the first person that I know of that had a first match against, intergender match, if you will.
Yeah.
Usually, woman goes up against woman, and you go on from there. Now, I guess woman and man, they do things differently when it comes to intergender match. What was the feel like prior to the match? I mean, y'all two backstage, knowing that this match was going to happen. Did he had any concern of how he was going to, go at you physically, or was he just like, just treat me like everybody else? Let's do this.
He and I actually trained together, and at my training facility, for a long time, I was the only female there. So me being around the guys, I became one of the guys. If someone hit me like a girl, my trainer, Crusher Hanson, would yell at them, like, don't hit her like she's a girl. She can be in this ring. She's in this business now. Hit her the way you would hit him. But there is a big difference between getting hit by a male and getting hit by a female. And because the last match we had was like 2 weeks ago or last week, I'm not sure. And we did like chop sequences, and my chest was bruised, it was red. I'm surprised it wasn't even bleeding. It was terrible. But at the moment, it didn't hurt. But as soon as that adrenaline wears off, it feels like someone ran over your chest with a 18-wheeler.
Man, that's you're a lot tougher than a lot of guys that be hesitating about it. I don't know, this is such a good idea, and they hear your story, and you got the wounds to prove it. That's just a testament, considering how physical wrestling can be. People like to focus so much on the theatrics to it, the storylines and things, and I get all that. But physicality, you can't just dish it. You gotta be able to take it, male and female. So if you can't take it as much as you can dish it, this sport ain't for you. Or better yet, physical sports is not for
anybody.
For anybody. So, and physical, I mean wrestling, I mean football, I mean hockey. I mean, I love basketball, but it's not as physical as the other sports are. At least today's basketball. But that's here nor there. So who are your influences? Those that inspire you to get into wrestling.
My influence, I have 3. My first one is Gail Kim. Gail Kim is my absolute favorite. I've probably seen every video on YouTube about her, interviews, matches, promos, everything. And I try to adopt a lot of her style and moves and things that she does, because everything she has given to this business, I absolutely adore. My second would be Victoria, aka Tara, when she was in Impact. I just liked the way her attitude was. She just walked in the room and everyone would turn their head, and she could play a cool baby face, and when she was a heel, she got hate from everybody. And I really loved that about her. And I would say my last would be Eddie Guerrero. His charisma, his dancing. I like to come out dancing. I do that. I get that from him, honestly. And his moves, and he laughs, he cheats, he steals. I just loved it. So I would say those three.
I definitely love Gail Kim. Just like when she won that women's championship on her first night, it definitely came out of nowhere considering she was brand new. But man, her career skyrocketed since then, and she's definitely one of the best of this generation. And
Definitely.
she deserves all the accolades. For Victoria, I mean, I'll never forget the time when she had that street fight with Trish Stratus,
Awesome, wasn't it?
and you brought up the heel side to her when she hit Trish in the head with the steel chair. The people in the front row who got a closer look, they went bananas. I mean, she definitely can be that woman who can, I ain't the woman to mess with, like, you know, and that's young Nicki Minaj, by the way, not Nicki Minaj today. That's young, like way before Young Money and all that. But Victoria, I got a chance to meet her. She's definitely a sweetheart. Eddie Guerrero, I mean, what can people say that hasn't been said? Like, he just so he just steals your heart, man. Whether you love him or you hate him, and every time when he does his antics, with the steel chair or whatever, and I remember the Anderson match, Kennedy match he had, threw the chair to him, goes down, and
Just fell.
it fell down, and whatever, like, did you hit him with that chair? Kennedy just had that look, like, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. I mean, he's out there lying down, acting like motionless, had his eyes open just to see if the ref notices or not. But man, he was just a fun to watch, man. I miss him. I miss him a lot.
I think we all do.
We all do, and rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero for sure. So you've been wrestling, for a short amount of time, obviously. How do you feel about how do you feel about your development as a wrestler right now? What do you feel would you like what you see so far, and what are the things you feel like you definitely want to work on more just to get better?
Overall, to be as green as I am, I don't believe I'm terrible. I've gotten a lot of feedback from different wrestlers, vets who've been in the game for 20 years, 20 plus years, that I have potential. But I'm my biggest critique. Like, when I watch my matches, I kind of like cringe. I'm like, I don't like it. But I think, I know I have to work on just, I wouldn't say confidence, because I do get a little nervous sometimes. I don't think it shows as much, but it's something that I know personally because I just feel it in my body. As well as just getting used to the business. I'm pretty sure you know the business, and it's a tough business. It's a male business. And I'm young, 20 years old, I'm fresh into it, and I'm still learning things every single day. Things that I had no idea that we're supposed to do or we're not supposed to do, things we should and should not say. So I would just say overall just knowledge, and I'm willing to take it, accept it, the good, the bad, critiques. I love hearing critiques because, some critiques, because they're paying attention to you. So, but this is definitely a hard business to survive in. But I'm just grateful for everything that has been handed to me, everything that I've worked hard for.
Well said. And, you definitely have the right attitude about it. There's a lot of people out there that has the talent, has the potential, but lacks the humility. And, wrestling will make you humble real quick if your ego gets in the way. So it's just definitely one of those things where you just gotta, like that famous line, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yes.
And I hear so much about brotherhood and sisterhood, and regardless of the characters, and wrestling is a fraternity. Indies and pros, because you all do the same thing under different circumstances, different crowds, small, big, and y'all out there, with one common goal, and that's to perform and entertain the crowd, and to make it get their money's worth. People like you definitely on the right path in that regard.
Thank you.
So I give you kudos, who's just getting started, and you definitely learning. You have sky's the limit for you. People are gonna know more of Londyn Ali for many years to come, and if people don't know, they better know real soon. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you.
So in addition to Girl Fight this coming Friday, what are some other upcoming shows that people need to check out?
Actually, Saturday, I will be in Rampage Wrestling in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I believe I'm facing Angel Dust. She's wrestled in Shimmer and all over the world. She's a very, very sweet woman. I'm not sure what we're doing exactly, but I'm double working this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And also, August 26th, I will be competing in Ohio Championship Wrestling's women's tournament. And I'm all over the place. My bookings are crazy right now. As far as PWX, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just go there and it tell me what's going on that day. So
that's cool. Speaking of tournaments, Ohio is a lot closer to me. I live in Kentucky, and I used to live in Ohio once upon a time, and it's like, man, I know there's a lot going on in Ohio, and I wish I could be there. But Girl Fight, they do shows in Kentucky, so Mad Dog Pondo, I don't know if you listen to this or not, but the next time y'all come to Kentucky, make sure you book that Londyn Ali woman, book her going on some shows, so I can bear witness to Miss Londyn Ali in person. I'm just a suggestion, just throwing it out there. Speaking of tournaments, quite the segue. There's a lot of talk about the Mae Young Classic. Tapings begin next week, and I think they don't list almost all the names by now. Have you been keeping up what's going on with the Mae Young Classic, and if so, what's your thoughts on it?
I hope it's successful. They have the tools, so it will be successful. Some of the women that are participating in that competition, in that tournament, are women who should have been signed a long, long time ago. However, I believe that too many women in WWE can make and break some careers. If you have, just like any wrestling promotion, you have too many people, you're just kind of wasted. And I would hate to see some of them women wasted. Women like Tessa Blanchard, Kimberly, those are women that I looked up to. And I hope that if they do decide to go the long way, that they continue putting on great matches.
Very, very true. There's a lot of talent out there. Tessa Blanchard, Crazy Mary Dobson. You got Ruby Riott. I mean, she's not in the tournament, but she's making strides in NXT. And I hope it's a success. You know, I hope people will be talking about it as much as they talked about the Cruiserweight Classic from last year, the United Kingdom tournament from earlier this year. You know, this Woman Evolution looks very promising. And they doing Hell in a Cell matches, Money in the Bank ladder matches, 2 in less than a week, by the way. They got women doing all types of things, and to see them have a tournament. Now, obviously,
it's a big step. It's a big step from where women were 10 years ago. Bra and panties matches.
Yeah.
So we have to be grateful that women are even getting an opportunity. If the women, I think it's going to go with the first few matches.
Yeah.
If the first few episodes are awesome, we'll tune in some more. But if the first few matches are like real bland and just kind of sorry matches, it's going to hard to keep the attention on women's matches.
Pretty much. So, and I sense that majority of the participants are from the NXT developmental. So it's not like every single person they're gonna get is, you know, all the big names that people know or whatever. I expect majority of the participants to be coming from NXT developmental, that you're seeing little to no NXT time. But I hope those ladies are able to make the most out of their opportunity and see where it takes them. And I hope it's successful. Jim Ross and Lita are going to be doing a commentary. So that should be fun, interesting. Before I let you go, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links? Where can people get in touch with you? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other links out there?
Okay, guys, my Facebook is Londyn Ali. That's LONDYN, Ali, ALI. And my Instagram is Londyn_Ali. That's all I have for right now.
It was great chatting with you. Thank you for doing this interview despite the circumstances. And continued success. Have a great weekend. Good luck in your matches this weekend. And hopefully I'll see you in person in the future. Girl Fight, please book her in Kentucky. Again, I'm just going to say that. But thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. This will conclude the interview. Check out Triple Threat Wrestling Radio on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern on tmvcafe.com and on the TuneIn app. Thank you, everyone, for listening.